be certified to certify lifeguards. One of the issues that we were facing here was the high schoolers can't take it until their junior year, and even then a lot of them aren't taking it till their senior year because it is based on priority for seniors. So talking with Tom Wyatt, who runs the lifeguarding classes here, he said his classes are about 70% seniors, 30% juniors. So those 30% of juniors in the class that are juniors that are taking it would then only be able to work for me for a year. Whereas if I take this class and am certified to certify lifeguards, I can train them as young as 15, and then they can start working for the district at the age of 16, where I would have some of their sophomore year, full junior year, and senior year, so we can have a lower turnover rate. So my goal is to get certified in June and then hold a July training class and use that July training class to kind of train the lifeguards, but then also use that as an interview process to figure out who I want to have and get them hired by the August board meeting, rather than wait till the beginning of the school year when the students come back and are looking for a job. I hope to have, by the time the school starts, a full staff of lifeguards. I talked with Dr. Price yesterday. I want to take September to train the swim instructors and then do October and November of swim lessons. Since we have the break during December, take all of December off and then run January through May all of next year. So to add about 3 months of lessons by hopefully me getting certified this summer is the intentions.
Is the idea then that it would still be a month by month that people would just pay? Because that's the model you came with last year, and you said you were going to change it rather than having a session for swim lessons. But it seems like now if you're having October, November, is that going to be a session, or is it still just going to be month by month? It's
still going to be month to month. We're going to do an October month, a November month, do 2 full months. But then since they have those 2 weeks, a week and a half at the end of December where the school is not open, we have limited hours. Kids go away on vacation, just to take that whole month off rather than having to prorate a month, figure out, okay, well, you're attending 2 lessons, you're attending 3 lessons. Just take all of December off and then start back up in January where it's a full month. So yeah, month by month is what I would continue to do.
And will you advertise the lifeguarding clinic before the end of school so people see it? My
plan is once I register, I'm working with Ms. DeBona and her secretary Brenda Myers on registering for the course. Once I'm enrolled in it would be to make some announcements to have a meeting with anybody interested in getting certified over the summer that is not currently certified or needs to be recertified, so that they know before the summer starts this is when the class is going to be.
And then what's the cost to the kids going to be? Have you worked that out?
We're still working on that right now. Since I'm a 10.5 month employee, if I come in July, they had talked about paying me a fee for doing that. Normal Red Cross, if you go by the Red Cross website, it's $350 for the lifeguarding class per student to take to be certified. So I think that's something around the price range that we would be going for.
Right, but if they take it in school, it's $25, right?
Correct.
15 for the...
But it takes them a full year. They start in August and they're not certified until the middle of May. This would be you have to be in class for 24 to 28 hours. So it would be probably a lot of the way the classes are run through the Red Cross is back-to-back weekends, 9 to 5, Saturday, Sunday. Since we have the pool, the school's only open Monday through Thursday, I would just try and do a Monday through Thursday class. And they would come in for 4 days and then be certified at the end of the 4 days. So it would be higher cost to the students, more efficient in getting certified and being able to work right away.
If you have a lot of kids interested, would you run it again during the...
Yeah, that's another thing that would be an option to increase revenue for the school. Is once I become certified, I can actually go onto the Red Cross website and list a class open to the public, where anybody could then register. The ideal class size is 6 to 12 for one instructor, and so if I had 10 people sign up for $350, 35 of it goes to the Red Cross for the certification and the materials, and then the other stuff would be pure profit for the district. So that is an option if there was a need for that or an interest in the community taking that lifeguarding class, yeah.
And then how about, what's the plan for the water polo clinic? Because last year when you came and you presented it, you said you were gonna run it like the swim lessons and have it be month by month.
Mhm.
And then it ended up being just, since it was so late in the year, you just did the 2 months all together.
I would like to run one in the fall for as long as possible. If we can run it from, the September through December, that would be ideal. Come spring, there are a few water polo leagues that I think after a few more months of training, the kids could be possibly interested in joining as a team. There's a lot of youth programs out there that are popping up around the area that, I think that the Percy Pirates competed in years past, that I think a lot of the kids have expressed interest in once they feel like they understand the game more, that they would want to be on a team that competes, not just practices. So I think in the fall, the goal would be to run another clinic, build up their skills even more, and then see where it takes us from there.
And so if you have it started in the fall, they would just pay, they could sign up month by month.
Yeah.
And then keep going.
Yep.
And you would take December off, same as swim lessons, or?
Most likely the same as swim lessons. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
try and follow the same schedule.
Right, so then it makes it easier for parents to see, right?
Yes.
That if it's the same schedule and sort of the same format.
Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not a question, but we can work on the price point for the lifeguard training. We'll look at what we need to cover, your costs and so forth.
Correct.
But I'd like to come in under the $350 if we can and make it a real nice service for kids.
I would agree with that as well. I think the
We
red.
can talk about that and have a discussion. What will all of our costs be those days? Make sure we cover our costs, and I'm not looking to make a big profit on this. I'm looking to provide the service for kids. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see
mean, the
if
goal
that
for it
price
is to
We'll make it
get
as
me
low
a
as we can
staff.
make it. It doesn't have to be $350, so we'll try to come in. I guess I'm saying that so the committee hears that. We'll try to come in much cheaper than that if we can. We'll look to cover our costs and then provide a nice service for students there.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
I know, because I know my son wanted to he signed up to take lifeguarding in 11th grade, and then there wasn't enough room, enough classes or room in the pool
Yeah,
for him to do it. So, I mean, I'm sure it happened. I think they said there were 2 classes of lifeguarding that didn't run this year because the pool was, there was too many classes with the 10th grade swimming. But next year it should be better because the 10th grade
semesters.
but we're cutting back, right, on the 10th grade phys ed and health. It's going to be 3 days a cycle for the year instead of every day for the whole year. So hopefully there'll be more lifeguarding classes offered.
I'm not sure. I'm not part of the high school curriculum, but yeah.
No, but that's what they had said. But I know some school districts do let kids take lifeguarding in 10th grade.
I took it in 10th grade.
Because I know
where went.
Abington School District does that. They can take it in 10th grade. So that's also a consideration. You can bring that over to curriculum
Well,
maybe
the
for the
way
following
that,
year.
the reason that the option was chosen and Jacob was going with him getting trained and the trainer model was because there was some conversation, correct me if I'm wrong, with Ms. DeBone and the high school staff, and right now it was tough in the master schedule to bump that sequence,
Yeah.
to bump it up, so this was kind of our next best thing to get some training done ahead of time.
I presented 3 options to Ms. DeBona, one of them being get a 10th grade course in there for lifeguarding. That way I have them for junior and senior year once they're certified as sophomores.
Yeah, I just wonder too if you can look at what other school districts, because not every school has the kids go for the whole year to get certified. I think they can get certified in less amount of time.
I was a 10-week class in my high school.
Right, because, yeah.
Yeah.
I know at Abington it's not as long, it's not the whole year. It's a certain amount of time. And then you could get more kids through. It wouldn't have to be, more kids could get certified. And I mean, if they take that as their phys ed, I mean, I think if you give kids options in phys ed, aren't we looking at that too in curriculum? I think we are, as far as having, I think we're looking at that as having different phys ed options, that not everybody takes the same phys ed. So that would be a good thing and would fit in with this nicely, so.
You're correct, just to wrap that last piece up. Yes, I know that Dr. Scheid has tasked the phys ed department, and Lisa Wagner, I know, loves the idea of looking at electives in the PD area.
Right, and they can choose. So are the prices staying the same for next year for?
Yep.
So
Yep,
there's
no
nothing
plan in.
that we need to approve, right? Because last year we voted on.
The only thing I guess that
Price and
could
structure.
possibly be different would be if we move to a month-to-month basis for the water polo clinic.
But I think last year that's what we approved was,
We did approve $75 a month,
Right.
and since I made it a 2-month session, I just made it $150. So if you want to keep it at that, I have no problem with that.
right, so do we need to vote on anything, Dr. Price?
If you're keeping it the same,
Yeah.
then we're okay.
Yep.
And then, so Jacob may be back in September to talk to us more about the water polo plans for the following spring, if he is looking to find a way to compete, and whether that's an outside group working with us to do that, or whether that's internally us trying to do that. So I've asked him to come back in September with an update for that would give him the summer to study that process. So the fall wouldn't change, the clinic would still run, but the spring could look different, possibly something beyond the clinic.
Okay. And there's time in the pool schedule, right? Because we did it before, because Pirates was in there before.
Yeah.
And swim lessons in the fall, so.
Mhm. And I actually talked with the lady who schedules PAC pool time tonight and just gave her a forewarning saying, we are bringing water polo back in the fall. We're going to have to adjust your schedule and make room for that. She completely understood. So there's no problem with pool scheduling on that.
Okay, good. I'm glad everybody's happy with that. So.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Any other questions, comments? Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, our last item on the agenda is a bit of an unusual one for the Activities Committee, but since the Personnel Committee was not meeting tonight, we added this to our agenda because we hope for, we want to send this as a motion to our meeting next Monday. So this came about because it actually started with Drexel University, and Drexel sent us a check for one of our cooperating teachers, our mentor teachers for student teacher placement, and expected us to pay through payroll this teacher. And of course, we didn't have a process in place, and if we're going to begin to do that, we need that to be something that we're approving through the board. So they said this change happened because they were audited and that they are forced to process payments differently, and they must send them to the school to disperse payments. So we would like to, and we think, talking to Sean in the business office, we think that we're going to have more colleges and universities that are going to be told they have to do this. So we're going to be looking tonight, support for a motion for Monday to authorize the district administration to pay our cooperating teachers when they have a student teacher from the funds received from colleges and universities. So it'll be money in, it will be money out, but it would run through our payroll. Now, it's a wash for us, unfortunately for the teachers, now they are going to be taxed. Everything will come out except for PSERS in this situation, so they'll know, they don't get a lot of money in most cases. It might be a couple $100s that they'll get for a semester with a student teacher, but they certainly don't do it for the money, but it's a nice thank you from the university or the college when they get it. But in this case, they would send us, we would deposit it, and then it would go back out through payroll to the supervising teachers. So we're looking for a general motion to authorize us to take these funds, run them through the district, and then pay them to the cooperating teachers. Any questions about that?
Yeah, so does the money then that they earn through that get added into their salary for when they retire, their salary calculation?
No, because there's no PSERS that comes out of that.
Okay, all right. And so if the district is, if it's going to run through the district, does the teacher have to get approval from the district before they go and take a teaching job at the university? So it's what they're teaching at the university, you said?
Oh,
right?
no. No, this is, they have a student teacher here with Pennridge.
Oh, a student teacher.
So for
Okay,
the
I
work they do in the
misunderstood.
classroom, the university then disperses as a thank you. Sometimes they even do this if they have someone in for a month for an observation, they might send them $50. And in the past, this would be a 1099 miscellaneous form that would go right to them. But we can't pay a teacher in a 1099 and pay them through payroll, so that's the reason for this. Even though it's under $600, we still can't pay through the 1099. So it's going to have to go through payroll. So we kind of worked with Drexel on this, and really, we initially tried to say, no, you need to continue to pay them directly, and they're saying, no, schools are going to have to stop doing this. We're not going to be able to do this much longer, and we need to stop this now because we've just been audited. So that's the reason for this. So, again, the teachers that do this, they're not doing this for the money, so yes, they're gonna lose a little bit through the taxes, but it's such a small amount that they're doing this because they want to provide a service for our future teachers.
Okay, so, and that's something we'll vote on next week.
Yes, this would be a motion for May 15th.
Okay. Questions? All right, so that brings us to the end of our agenda. Do we have anything else, Dr. Price? Before, that's everything?
That is everything, yes.
Okay, all right, public comment? All right, not seeing any, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you, everybody. By the way, we'll email this out to you, but I think I said something to Megan, but that was it. Next year, the May 9th, 2018 meeting, we're going to run into the same situation where we're meeting tonight, but the motions are usually sent out to you today by now, because the board meeting's early in May. So next year, Anita's asked if we can move this up a week or so. So we'll send you out some alternative possible
Oh,
dates
I
for
thought you
next
were
year.
saying,
For
I
the-
thought
for
you were
this
talking
specific-
about permanently moving from Wednesday.
Oh, no, not permanent. No,
You were just talking about that one.
just one, yeah, just that one main
Time.
meeting, yes.
That it
And
might
it's
be
very,
the-
very,
I'll remember.
yeah, remember. Yeah, we're gonna email you some possible dates. I just wanted you to know why.
Okay.
No worries.
Because you know Nita's working on the schedule of all the meetings for next year, that's why it's coming up now. So
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Could you do me a favor and hang this in the district